going on, everyone? This is Sarge, and this is a JNG-90 review of the bolt-action sniper weapon for the Recon kit in Battlefield 3. Now you're going to be watching some gameplay on Armored Kill Team Deathmatch, and I'm going to be showing you guys just a single clip of me engaging my targets at a medium to close range quarters type style. That's typical playstyle for me as an aggressive recon. I like to go in and try to do as much damage as I can, so you'll be watching the gameplay here and how the weapon, how I use the weapon and utilize it in these situations. So the first thing to understand is how this weapon is unlocked, and you get it with the Close Quarters expansion pack that was released by DICE in June. It's 50 kills with a sniper rifle, any sniper rifle, and then you have to win 3 rounds of Conquest Domination in close quarters. And the next thing to understand is exactly how the damage is utilized in this weapon compared to the other bolt actions that are available. And across the scale of all the bolt actions that are available to you as a recon player, there's a total of 5 weapons, 5 bolt actions, and out of the 5, there's 4 of them that do the exact same damage. And the damage scaling with the new patch changed from 75 to now 80, so it's 80 damage, 80 points in damage if you're going to shoot your target at point blank to about 15 meters, and then that drops off to 59 points to up to about 100 meters. So if you imagine how the damage works at 15 meters, you're going to do 80 damage, and then as your target is farther away from 15 meters, that damage slowly disintegrates with a minimum of 59 points for this weapon. Headshots are a 2.0 multiplier effect, so if you get headshots, it's an instant kill regardless of range, so that's something to keep in mind. But body shots, including leg shots, those all have the same multiplying effect in the fact that you're only going to do that much damage in regards to those points. So again, 80 points down to 59. So that's something to keep in mind if you miss your shot, you miss your headshot, and you actually get that body shot. That should explain why sometimes you don't get your kills instantly. But to keep in mind that the JNG, and similar to the other bolt actions that are available, they all have the same damage, so there's not really much of a difference. The only difference that comes into play with the bolt actions is the speed and rate per fire, the firing rate per bolt action. Every time you fire your weapon, you pull your bolt. That speed determines how quickly you can engage that target, especially for close quarters. Now, the speed with the JNG-90 compared to the other bolt actions is relatively the same as the M95, and so it's the 3rd slowest bolt action in regards to firing rate compared to the other bolt actions that are available. So far, the M40 reigns as the highest and the most fastest pull bolt out of all the bolt actions that are available. So so the M95 and the JNG have a similar pull bolt, so they're slow. And I probably wouldn't recommend to engage your targets with a weapon like this, like I'm doing, as you see me doing here, only because of the pull bolt itself. So if you take your shot to get your next shot off, it's relatively too long, so you really have to rely a lot on your handgun to save you. So that's something to keep in mind when you're out there on the battlefield. But overall, the experience with the weapon itself is nice. I don't really the recoil itself is pretty high, especially when you're pulling the bolt back. You can tell that it just completely lifts the sight up from the target, so that kind of hinders your performance if you're trying to stay focused on one target. So what I constantly I see myself doing is when I fire my weapon, I kind of unscope after, so I can get a nice view of what my range is, and let the pull bolt, the attachment itself, kind of take its effect as I'm watching what my surroundings. So if I miss my shot, I pull out and I watch my surroundings before I take my next shot again. That's sort of a way to keep my viewing range open, so that I'm not really focused too much on one part of the map and keeping my eye off of my target. So that's something to keep in mind. Obviously, scopes are personal preferences. I'm using the 4x here, the ACOG. It was just an experiment for myself. I did relatively good with it. Surprisingly, I usually prefer the 3.4x. I don't necessarily go for the higher scopes, the longer ranges, the 8x. as I don't like the scope glint that comes alongside with it, and due to the fact that I'm not really the type of sniper that likes to sit back and watch the combat from a distance. I like to go in, so I use the slower or the closer attachments that would help me perform better. Other than that, I use the red dot off and on for the hip fire accuracy for those surprise shots of players that try to flank you. I also use the pole bolt as my other attachment, and that's pretty much my standard play for the Recon kit. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this short review of the JNG-90 bolt action for the Recon kit. Stay tuned for more upcoming Battlefield videos on my channel. Until then, I'll catch you guys later. Take care.